Hello YouTube, hello America, hello the world, hello Luciferians, hello Christians, hello non-Christians, hello atheists. Anybody that's watching this video, hello. So, how do you think things are going right now? Looked around you, seeing some pretty crazy things, huh? Things you probably never thought you'd see in your life. So, that's why I'm making these videos. Because if I made these videos a few years ago, I don't think anybody would really take them seriously. So, that's why I'm doing it now. What I want to talk to you today about is how the mark was accepted. So the mark's been out for a long time, and people fought against it. They really did. They objected to it. But the Luciferians were ready. Oh, don't worry. It's not going to be used that way. It's only going to be used in these circumstances only. And people accepted it. Back then, people believed the Bible. People went to church. But the Luciferians knew that all they needed was the foundation in place. They didn't need the whole package all at once. They just needed the foundation there. And then they said, well, this is going to give us time. Time for what? Time to overcome the objection. Because remember, it's going to be your choice whether you accept the mark or not. So they knew people were going to object it. So, just like a good salesman, what are the objections? Address the objection. Sorry. And they did that by undermining the authenticity of the Bible. I don't use the word authority. God is authority. Policemen have authority. Bosses have authority. Governments have authority. But when I look at the Bible, I talk about it as authenticity. Is it authentic? Is it real? Are the words there true? Now, over the years, they have attacked the Bible every way they can. And the churches, the pastors, being who they are, they have not been able to counter these attacks very well. Now, there are some people working really hard today, and they're doing a pretty darn good job of it. But back then, science was not as mainstream as it is today. And the reason I say that is because we're actually using science to prove the authenticity of the Bible. People are starting to understand things like DNA, things like matter from nothing. People go, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, I don't want to get too far off there. But the idea was to undermine the authority of the Bible. Because what's going to happen is each Christian is going to have to make a choice. Well, I'm a father. I have to provide for my children. I got to have a job. We have to have a place to live. I have to have a car to get to my job. And they're going to know in the back of their head that this is the mark. And they're going to go, but I have to. I have no choice. You do have a choice. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You do have a choice. In churches, they almost never talk about revelations. And they don't really like talking about Noah too much either, because they don't like people living to be 400, 800 years old. And they don't like to talk about revelations because there's lambs and dragons and flying beasts and all these terrible things. So churches have kind of left those two sections of the Bible out. But that's like having 4 bad tires on your car and just changing 2 of them. Okay? You got the Bible, you can't just say the stuff in the middle is right and the stuff on the ends are not. It's either the Bible or it's not. And remember, the Bible is a collection. It's a collection of relevant information that all has a central theme to it. That's why it's called the Bible. Remember, Bible comes from bibliography, the idea of all your sources. Okay, that's another video. Anyways, the idea here is that people are going to accept the mark because the Bible has been marginalized, I guess is a good word. It's not really, that was written by a guy on an island and he was sick and, that was a long time ago and the stuff in there is crazy sounding. That couldn't possibly be real. It's just a story. It's just something to scare us. That's what people are going to do. They do the same thing with the Old Testament, Noah, Genesis, the Adam and Eve. Those are just stories. There really wasn't an Adam and an Eve. It's just a story. It's an allegory. No, there really wasn't Adam and Eve. But remember what I said last time. It doesn't matter if John and Joe Smith or Mrs. Smith and Mr. Smith and whatever, if anybody, if you were put in that exact same position, if it was Steve and Melissa, it doesn't matter, anybody, they would have made the exact same decision. So it's real. You know it's real. So anyways, what we want to talk about here is a chaos. In the Bible, it talks about people are going to be running to and fro. So I want you to think about something. I want you to think of an auto accident, a plane crash, a tsunami, an earthquake, any big catastrophic event. And when you see that, that's what you see. You see people running to and fro. It's chaotic because people don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. A few people do. You see, person running in the right direction, then you see somebody else running in the wrong direction. But imagine that panic and that chaos worldwide. And that's kind of what you're seeing right now. And it's only going to get worse. That's the thing. Most Christians were saying, there's a couple of Christians, they have two kind of break them up into two groups. Those people who believe they're going to be raptured, which I did that in the other video. There's no rapture, folks. You're not going to be saved that way. Okay, forget it. Or and the other one is, well, we're waiting for things to calm down. Let's just get things all settled down. Nope. Look at the last 5 months. Friends, if I went back 1 year ago and said, I want you to predict what's going to be like just 1 year in the future, just 1 year. There's no way anybody would be able to predict what we're in right now. And we're headed for some really difficult times. It's only going to get worse. So I want you to understand, there's been people fighting against us for a long time. And the reason they've been able to convince the general population, remember at one time in the United States, something like 90% of the people claimed to be church-going Christians. And that number just declined over the years. And that's by design. That's the idea. If the mark was being used back then like it is today, absolutely not. People would say absolutely not. There would be absolute civil disobedience. We're not going to do it. But at the time, when the people believed it, it was not being used the way it is now. And the way it's being used now, the people have pretty much abandoned the Bible, given it up. They might like the stories, they might like the idea of Christ and salvation and love and all that stuff. Okay? But they're going to just kind of ignore that Revelations thing. That's just symbolic. We're not going to go there. And so that's what they did. You got two lines. You got one line going this way and you got one line going this way. So, I think the best thing to say is you can reject the Bible or you can reject the mark. But I don't think you can keep both of them. It's going to be one or the other. And you have to make a choice. It's always about choice, my friends. Always about choice. You're going to have to choose. And there's a time limit. I don't know when the time limit is. But I'm pretty sure it's not after Christ returns. That's kind of like deciding not to eat the pizza after it's done, after it's gone. Okay? You have to choose not to eat the pizza before you eat the pizza. This is the same way. If you wait for Christ to return, it's too late for sure. I'm pretty sure it's too late. What about all those people that lived in the past? We'll discuss that another time. I'm just talking to the people who are watching this video now. The people who want to know what's going to happen now. And I'm suggesting that you reject the mark. And so we'll do another video. And if you want me to continue doing videos, then ask questions. Tell me what you want to talk about. I'm not here to debate. I will debate people. I don't know if I'm a very good debater, but I will defend my position. And I like answering people's questions. So if you have questions about this, please write them down or in the comments. And I'll make a video about it if it's something that I think I can answer. Give some sort of intelligent, insightful answer to. So, thank you for watching. Read the Bible. I did this in another video. I can't remember if I did it in a previous one. So I just want to say one thing about reading the Bible. reading the Bible is a lot like an antibiotic. If you have anything that's ailing you, morality, sexual-wise, addiction, anger, fear, anything like that, I don't care what you read in the Bible. I don't care. You can just read the books, the table of contents. But I have found when you read the Bible, it has some sort of protective characteristics. And of course, the more you read and the more you're into it, the deeper you go into it, the more powerful it becomes, the stronger that this protection becomes. And it says right in the Bible, you know, the sword, the word is a sword. I slipped my mind, Thessalonians, but I can't remember the number right now. But anyways, read the Bible, and when you read the Bible, two things happen. Number one, the negative things, the bad things, are pushed away from you, and the good things come into you. And the more you do that, the more you'll realize I'm telling you the truth. You'll experience it firsthand, and the more you will be open to the good things, and the more your spirit, whatever you want to call it, will push away the bad things out of your life. Now, don't misunderstand, the bad things are still there. They're right there. But you'll be building a shield between you and them. Okay? Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.